Yeah, well, I have saying about it's okay. It's okay. Right now, I am waiting for the. I talked with Hon and Shooting.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna come with me because we have to replace the fence and we have to make many job over there. That is true. We parked the car over there because I told him the last time when I get an accident, it's scary, but leave that car outside the street because the last time somebody coming through inside of the lamb of the jar, and they destroyed two cars of my house. Well, we're gonna fix it.
Okay. So you're gonna fix the grass?
Yes,
Okay.
I gotta do it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna do it for temporary, and next we're gonna make driveway.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me give you 30 days to get that done.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay? All right, sir. Have a good evening. Okay. We're going to release our interpreters. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. And let's take a 5-minute recess.
5 minutes.
She back there. Okay. Tell her. Can she hear me? 5 minutes. Okay.
We on the roll. We almost done. What time is it? Look how cute you look. And your hair.
I'm back on the record. Let's call our next case.
Item number 1, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Adeline Marie ATN. Case number CEPFY 2017-00591.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance Division. This case is in reference to parking on the front lawn. The resident was, the property was posted for the hearing on October the 19th. Certified mail was sent also on October the 19th. As of yesterday, the vehicle that the homeowner was cited for is still in the same position. And I have a photo if you'd like to see, Magistrate.
Mhm. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Repeat for me again with notice for today's hearing.
Certified mail was sent on October 19th, and the property was also posted on October the 19th by me.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $50.
Item number 8, Officer Ernst Baptiste, customer Antoine Louador. Case number CELDR 2015-00015.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that's been open for a while now, and the moving right along with the process. I just don't want to close it and have him stop, but they are in the process. They are doing what they're supposed to do, so we're just gonna allow more time for them to finish the job. It's a big job.
Okay. That's the church, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's table it for 30 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Item number 13, Officer Monica Frederick, but it will be Sophia Desaline. Case number CEPFY 2017-00451.
Did you take care
Customer
of it?
Clara Rao.
We have a newbie. All right.
Sophia Dissellian, City of North Miami, minimum housing officer. This case is on reference parking in the front lawn, and it was open. This case been open since June, and the certified mail was mailed out on the August 11. Oh, that's on one.
Mm-hmm. We have a cheering section here. The Amen corner back there.
Okay. All right, the certified mail was sent out on the 19th, and I posted on the property on the 20th.
Okay, is that October?
October, yes.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony, actually, do we have any photographs?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
took them this morning.
All right. All right. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the homeowners have failed to appear. I find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. Owners have until December 5th, by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $50. Thank you.
Item number 14 and item number 15, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Crucito Dorado, case number CEFAW 2017-0074 and CEOSV 2017-00067.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance. These two cases are in reference, one is in reference to an oversized vehicle that's been stored at the property, and the other one is regarding a damaged fence in the rear. This property is in foreclosure. It has been registered with the third-party company that the city's hired for abandoned property registration. However, there are violations on the property. They were noticed. Both properties were noticed as of yesterday. Both violations still currently exist. The properties both were posted on October the 19th as well for the hearing.
Photos? Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication on both cases.
One thing,
And-
Magistrate, I'm sorry. A quick question for you. Just because I was curious, the public record still reflects the old owner, even though the property is registered as a foreclosure, and that's who was noticed. We noticed the county, what was on county records, so I just wanted to put that on record too. Though I know that our third-party company, ProChamps, does have a registration with the bank for foreclosure. So I just don't know. I asked our manager today, and she didn't really have an answer. I don't know if that matters or not, but I just wanted to have that on the record too.
Okay, so you're saying that the address that's on the
Date
county
certain-
records, that's the address that you served
that's
your
a-
notice for today, and you posted it on the property, right?
Right. The county record still reflects the homeowner, that it doesn't reflect that the bank owns the property. is what I'm saying. It still shows the previous owner.
You said the property is in foreclosure. You didn't say that there was is there a judgment? Is the bank the new owners?
The problem is I'm not certain because, like I said, we have an outside company, ProChamps, that deals with the registrations and deals with the abandoned properties. So that's therein lies a little bit of gray area. I don't know exactly.
All right, so I'll wait the city attorney to chime in on this one.
Carolyn Martin on behalf of the city attorney, just because there's some vagueness as to whether or not there's been a final judgment for foreclosure, I'd ask to reset it just so we can have an opportunity to confirm, and if it's the bank, then we can give them notice.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to reverse myself. So we will not enter an adjudication at this time. We are going to table this case for 30 days.
Please.
Okay. Reset 30 days.
Both of them?
Yes.
Item number 20, Officer Monica Frederick, but Sophia Desaline. Case number CEPFY 2017-00359. Customer Edward Hosh.
Sophia Desolin, City of North Miami, minimum housing officer. This case is for parking in the front lawn of the property. I posed the certified mail. The certified mail was mailed out on the October 10, and I posted on the property on October 11. And for this case, I also have pictures as reference. For this morning, I took these pictures, and the car's still parking in the front lawn.
Okay. Okay. All right, this matter has already been adjudicated based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer. I find that the violation still exists. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $50 is hereby ratified.
Item number 23, Officer Ernst Baptiste, Customer Fernandez, case number CENUS 2017-00065.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was presented before. No, this is a new case for nuisance.
That's what I have.
Yes, new case for nuisance, and the case was presented not for the pool itself, but the house has been in such bad shape and not being taken care of, and I posted the property on October 20, 2017. Today I passed by and took picture. There's a pool in the back. It's such a mess.
Wow. All right, and what are you seeking?
To declare a nuisance.
Okay. Based on the evidence presented, on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I hereby declare this property a nuisance. Officer.
Item number 49 and item number 50, Officer Crystal Cordo, Customer George Ferreira, case number CEEX P2017-00134 and CEX P2017-00135.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I didn't realize until just now this resident, this same person owned two properties in the city and both violations were the same thing, exterior paint. I have photos of both properties. As of yesterday, neither of them have been painted. Let me grab the photos for you.
So does this person have two cases printed for today?
There are two cases.
What's the other one?
It's CEXP 2017-00135, and the other one is 134.
Edme?
Yes. Item 49 and 50.
49 and 50. You may proceed.
Both violations were cited back in June. Both properties were posted for today's hearing on October the 19th, and both properties were mailed. Actually, I had a return receipt for the case ending in 135. I have a return certified mail receipt for that one. Actually, both, I'm sorry.
Okay, and the violations are?
Exterior paint
Both?
on both.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Only return receipt for case ending in 00135.
The orange property, I don't know which.
The orange property is 00135.
Okay. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication on both cases. Owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100, and that's for each case. Edme?
Item number 55, Officer Ernest Baptiste, customer Jose Gasnell, case number CERVY 2017-00141.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was open for an inoperable vehicle parked on the front of the property. Case was posted on October the 20th, 2017. Today I passed by, took picture, car still parked the same way.
All right, this matter was previously adjudicated. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Also find good notice. Given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Daily fine amount of $100 is ratified.
Item number 58, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Quana Uskan, case number CEBPR 2017-00112.
Complied?
Item number 67, Officer Ernst Baptiste, customer Marie Petitfouet, case number CEGMP 2017-0073.
It's Baptist City, North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was cited for to repair the fisher board and the soft feet of the property that is part of the roof. Property was posted on the October the 20th, 2017. Today I took picture. Still not repaired. Took picture from far away though.
All right. I'm sorry, tell me about,
It
notice for today?
was posted on the 20th of October 2017.
Any certified?
Yes.
Okay. All right, based on the, unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find, that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby, enter an adjudication. Owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 71, Officer Dessalines. Case number CESWR 2017-0001. Customer Marlene O. Roberta Miller.
Sophia Dessalines, City of North Miami, minimum housing officer. This case is on reference, the sidewalk that need to be repaired. This violation, there's not much of evidence based on what I'm seeing, because it's not my case. I'm just covering for Officer Monica Fedger, which is no longer with us. This morning, I drove by the property. I took a picture. There's no property there, actually. There's a business, but I believe the damage was caused by the business trucks. So that's why Pilar, the coordinator of code, she requested for this violation. However, we can't really get a hold of an owner or a way to get the violation fixed.
Okay, well,
So what are you
I
asking?
cannot proceed based on this evidence. There's nothing I can do. If we didn't serve anyone and there is no violation,
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, Co-Compliance Officer. The property owner, actually this is the sod place on the corner of 135th and 6th Avenue. They have been cited. She posted the property with the notice to appear on the 20th of October. What's happening here, because they have a sod and grass company, he's pulling his trucks over the sidewalk to get to his property, so he's damaged the sidewalk. I'm looking at the pictures here. I've heard conversation in the office. I've even spoke with the property owner doing personal business, picking up sod on my own, and he brought this to my attention. I've never addressed this issue, but, through speaking to him when I went to pick up grass for my property, he said, what's going on, the code officer, blah, blah, blah. But this is happening because he's pulling his truck onto his property and damaging the sidewalk. So the city is asking that he repair the sidewalk, but he has been notified of the situation. He's just saying, he doesn't want to fix it.
all right, are you testifying based on personal knowledge and your conversation with the owner?
I can do that. Yes, I'll do that. Through my conversation with him, I can testify that he stated He was displeased with being cited for this violation. He explained to me what was going on. As I told him, I'm no longer on the west side. You know, you have to speak to the officer. I didn't know that it was going to be Officer Sophie who was doing this case, but he did state that he had spoke with Pilar, our code coordinator, in reference to this. I don't know what their resolution was. I don't know anything about their conversation, but he is aware of what's going on, but he's stating he's not fixing that. That's the city sidewalk. I don't own it. They don't have any pictures of me pulling my trucks up here. So I do want to make sure that he did tell me that. I did ask Officer Sophie, did she see any trucks parked there? Did she see anything riding up? She said no. When I went there, I went to pick up grass. I wasn't looking for stuff. I was on my own personal time. But through the conversation, he did say that this was going on.
Okay, is anyone can testify as to whether or not this is city property or if this is the homeowner's property? Whose responsibility is it to fix it?
Well, Your Honors, Carolyn Martin on behalf of the City Attorney's Office. If it's a sidewalk in a city property and he's the one damage to it, then arguably he's responsible for rectifying the damage. There's other cases right now that we're handling in the City Attorney's Office where someone damages city's property, whether they run into it with a car, however, and they're responsible for making sure that they fix that, and they don't, there's some where we're actually going after them civilly.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, because I just heard.
Was my mic off the whole time?
No.
We can hear you.
Oh. I got confused here for a second. Okay, what evidence do we have that he damaged the sidewalk? If I can play devil's
The only
advocate.
evidence I would say, the fact that his business is in the same place.
No.
Well, it sounds like he gave a confession when he spoke to Officer Sanders.
No, let me make sure he didn't confess. No, he didn't, because I want this to get in the way of me getting no grass now. No, I'm just joking. No, he did not confess. He stated he was bothered by the situation. He asked why was he being cited. He said that they were harassing him. You know, I asked, what was going on and stuff. What are you talking about? And that's when he started telling me about the different issues that was going on. But he never confessed to doing anything. He said, they've never seen me do anything. How am I being the one that's being cited for this?
All right, so this case has a little issue. Just, that the city needs to identify, rectify, refile. But I don't have enough.
I mean, can you dismiss it for now? If
Yes,
Pilar
it will be
decide to-
dismissed. It will be dismissed.
Okay.
I'm dismissing it. And when you guys do a little more research, investigation, then you can bring it back. But y'all have some work to do.
Item number 80, Officer Shannon Sanders, customer PYRIG, case number CEFLR 20170005.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer.
Give me 1 second. What number?
80.
80? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is actually a new case. We've heard it a couple of times, but it's always been tabled. Just as a refresher, this is the case for the business Jay's Barber Shop that has not been able to obtain or renew his business tax receipt because the property owner has some liens on the property. So now, since the city has been aware of that, they are not willing to let him renew the license until that gets rectified. The property owner, every time
I
we
actually
spoke,
thought for a minute that the folks who were here earlier today, for some reason, I just assumed that
thought it was
the same.
them.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
and then we spoke, and she told me she was coming. You know, I was hoping she would be here because she does have a tenant that's diligently, I mean, he's really, really, you know, foot to the pavement trying to get this permit.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to help her obtain permits. He's trying to get his business license. He's trying to do whatever he
Yeah.
has to do because he's been here for some years. But, you know, she's not, she's dragging her feet with getting the liens done. I don't believe it's that much, but I'm honest enough to say I don't really remember. I transferred her to the liens department. I don't deal with monies at all. But as of the day, the liens still remain, and the city is not going to issue in or renew his business tax receipt. But as of the day, he's still running a business there.
Okay, and,
This one's a
what are the
little-
options that we have? It's really unfortunate because you have this business owner who's doing everything right. And I know
Yeah.
that he's been here a couple of times, right? A
And
young
yeah, he-
gentleman who owns a barber shop. I
Yeah,
remember.
we've tabled it a couple of times. We even gave an extension due to the hurricane.
Yeah,
You know, but we've been trying to work with him even at the last meeting, not to, you know, throw it off on the city attorney, but she asked that we table it and she wanted me to meet with her later. We did have a telephone conversation, and I guess after reading the code up a little better, we, if not, you know, their department decided that we'll go ahead and push it forward because the city ordinance and where it stands, he needs to have a business tax receipt, and because of the liens, you know, and he's running a business there, you know, we still have to enforce it.
Carolyn Martin on behalf of the city attorney's office. I'm trying to find the exact section of the code, but Ms. Sanders and I did have a chance to get together and we looked at it. It's a situation where he's in compliance with everything that he needs to do. The owner of the actual property has outstanding certificates of use, but there's a section of the code, and I'll try to find the exact section, where it says a condition of getting your business tax receipt means you have to be in compliance with all city codes, and it even specifies on the CP&D's website, they have a checklist that they look at, and when they're looking at certificates of use or business tax receipts, the inverse is there, so you have to be in compliance with both. So unfortunately, even though the owner of the business is in compliance, because the property itself has liens, he can't get his business tax receipt, and therefore he's not in compliance with the code. There is a special provision that I did speak to Ms. Sanders about. He can always ask for an appeal, and he can appeal that issue because it's not him, it's something that the property owner has a problem with. So he has that option under the code as well.
And when we spoke today, his question was, I mean, is there monies associated with that appeal?
There's going to be money associated
Yeah.
with any appeal.
Because I guess, you know, and that's his stand on it. I mean, I told him, don't worry about coming. I said, you've been coming, you know, quite a bit. I know, you know, right now, after the hurricane, everybody trying to work, and he's saying he's been closing up the barber shop to come here. You know, I told him I would give the best testimony as I can and ask for whatever I can to help him out, because he's definitely trying, but, you know, he's feeling that, you know, he's doing everything that he can, and now to have to submit more monies for something that, you know, the landlord is holding him up on. You know, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Is he the only business in that area, or
Well,
are there
it's-
any other?
It's a plaza, but ironically, I don't know how they divided it, but in that plaza, she owns 2 bays on there. One of the bays is vacant, 2183. I think this is 2181. But she owns 1683 as well. But that one is vacant. So, you know.
So he's it.
Yeah, the guitar shop left maybe about, you know, some months ago. I really don't recall, but early summer they left. So, you know, this is the only one. The rest of them is individually owned.
All right, so basically, if I enter a judgment, that's going towards his business, is that correct?
But really, with
Or
this
is it-
one, and that, because I know license ordinance is kind of catchy. So this one, I'm honest enough to say I did 2 violations. I've been dragging my foot with his business, but I did actually cite the property owner as well for this one, and I did reference it to his business, but I did this one to Natalie Pyrig. So this will go on the property owner in reference to his business. If I read it up correctly, I mean, and maybe our city attorney could chime in and at least give the legal advice on that, but I made sure to cite the property owner referencing the business for this one. Because in the past, we've cited the businesses, and they were saying we can't cite this, that, and blah, blah, blah. So I made sure to do both so that, you know, either way, we'll make sure to try to, you know, get this rectified.
Yeah, which item number is this? 80. Okay.
Because I believe I'll have to look. I think I did it to Natalie.
That's what I
something.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's PYRIG, and it's to the actual owner. of
Yes,
the property.
yes.
And then one last thing, under section 11-20, subsection C3, it says the following constitutes adequate grounds for the clerk to deny an application or non-renewal for a business tax receipt, and it says the applicant currently has existing liens on the property or unpaid code enforcement fines and or penalties. And just looking at just the letter of the law and the spirit before and after, although it says applicant, it's also incorporating the property owner.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the owner is in violation, and I find in favor of the city and enter an adjudication. The notice was sent to
Both. Actually, I did. I made a copy of what Edme gave, and I mailed it to the property owner, and I hand delivered it to the tenant as well, so that both of them would be abreast as to what's going on.
okay.
I've spoke to both of them on the telephone, so both know what's going on. John definitely calls me, you know, to try to get this rectified. But yeah, both have been mailed letters, and one has been hand delivered.
All right. I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $100.
Item number 83, Officer Desaline, customer Roberto Pineda. Case number CEPFY 2017-00501.
Sophia Desaline, City of North Miami, minimum housing officer. This case is also for parking in the front lawn. That case was opened back in June, and that's the second time being in table. This morning I inspected the violation. The violation is still unsatisfied. I took pictures,
Okay.
and also you have also I would say another violation, the same vehicles, but one not supposed to be parking in front of the property because it's a commercial vehicle. The first picture showed it was inside the property, but this morning it was on the city property.
Okay. Which one is in front of me today?
I think the one you have should be the one.
Go back into the mic. Speak into the mic, I'm sorry.
Okay, the previous pictures from Officer Frederick showing the vehicle was parking inside the property, but this morning it was outside on the swell on city property.
Okay, so is he on the swale now, or is he still parking on the front lawn? I'm a little confused.
It's both. Because he's parking the on some of the vehicles parking the lawn and one of them on the swell.
Well, if he's parked on the swale, it wouldn't be a violation.
The one
So-
in the swale is a commercial vehicle, it can't be on the swale.
That's separate.
Okay.
All right, so are we talking about the black vehicle? Just for this case, I understand the commercial vehicle. I'm not going to address that because it's not in front of me. Are we talking about the commercial vehicle? It would be if it was, parked on the front lawn.
Okay.
But if you're telling me that it's parked on the swale, and let me just give you the pictures so that you know what we're talking about. Tell me which vehicle is in violation. I think this one is the old one, right here.
Okay. The pickup truck, it's the one in violation.
Okay. Hmm? All right, okay. Got it. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. And I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. This matter was previously adjudicated, so the daily fine amount of $50 is hereby ratified.
Item number 84, Officer Ernest Baptiste, customer Roberto Rodriguez, case number CEPFY 2017-00577.
Ernest Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was open for car park on the front lawn. Case was open back in August 9, 2017. Certified mail was sent out on the 11th. Property was posted on October the 23rd, 2017. Today I passed by, I took picture.
Okay. They have a driveway. Where? It's interesting. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city under an adjudication. Owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, that will be a daily fine amount of $50.
Item number 88, Officer Crystal Cordo, customer Sylvia Slider, case number CEEXP 2017-0096.
Officer Crystal Cordo, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This case is in reference exterior paint. The property was cited back in July, posted for the hearing on October the 20th. I actually spoke with the tenant in the property yesterday and left my card for them to get to the homeowner. I haven't heard anything from them yet, and here's photos.
Cold, just a sec. Trying to get this together. Cold. All right, and pressure clean. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city in intern adjudication. Owners have until December 5th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, that will be a daily fine amount of $100.
And that completes all on the agenda.
Okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. We are adjourned.